People of Reddit who survive on less than 8 hours of sleep. How? I remember one time in my life where I woke up feeling fully refreshed, and I've never forgot that moment ever since. Step 1. Ignore all the cries for help your body releases. Step 2. There is no step 2. Did you forget the crippling caffeine addiction that just makes you tired but faster? Yep, coffee on a constant drip. A coworker told me he doesn't drink coffee on the weekends. I responded that I have a latte machine that only gets used on the weekends. I drink black coffee during the week. Since I actually have time to put into prepping, I make fancy, tasty coffee on the weekends. I usually get somewhere between 5 to 7 hours sleep. There is a constant feeling of tiredness, but at some point you just learn to ignore it or get used to it and carry on. So agree with you. I got caught up in my career for a while and was getting 3 to 4 hours a night at most. Really messed up my sleep patterns. When I finally slowed down and could get 6 to 7, it felt so much better. I wonder how I would feel if I got 8? I can't get 8, if I go to bed early I just wake up sooner. At least it's a natural wake up instead of to an alarm. This is me. I've gotten used to sleeping 6 hours every day that my body cannot sleep for 8 hours. I would just naturally wake up after 6, even if I'm still tired. Gotta love those internal clocks. Mine's the same way. Doesn't matter when, I'm up pretty much exactly 5 hours from when I fall asleep. One of the only actual perks of that is that I'm completely out within about 2 minutes max, and usually even quicker. I've had insomnia before and I would never ever want anybody to ever suffer that way. Sucks so much. Struggling literal hours to try and sleep. The reverse, instant sleep but little of it, is so much better. Still 5 hours sounds horrible, but as the op of this comment chain said, you get used to it. Shocked I'm still able to at 34. I'd understand if I was 18 again, but nearly double that age and still don't need much sleep. I suppose human genetics is weird like that. Nicotine, caffeine and hate. Ah, I found my people. I wondered why it took so long to find the group of people who routinely get like 4 or less hours of sleep. Lol. Top comments are like 6 to 7 average, and I'm thinking not me for the past 8 to 10 years. Hate myself, decide I'm going to bed earlier tonight, fail, repeat. It's cute when we think we're going to go to bed earlier, right? I'm constantly in a state of delusion. Well, sometimes I go to bed earlier to be good. Those are the nights where I toss and turn for 2 hours, get bored and start browsing Reddit on my phone, and sleep even later than I would have. Gotta love getting even less sleep but without even the slight solace of having made progress through a show or game. Hello. I just wanted to offer a small possible help as a long-lived bed tosser. Lol. If you don't start to doze after 20 to 30 minutes, just get up and do something. Not like watch a thing, play a game, etc. Like actually do something. Scrub the bath, load the dishwasher, sweep the floor. I found that doing this kind of stuff takes the same time I'd just lay there, stressing about not sleeping, but after a few weeks of doing stuff like that, when in bed you're all oh duck. Stuff is done. I'm a real person RN. That's a nice feeling apostrophe. About 50% of the time it leads to me sleeping, but 100% of the time it leads to me feeling more kind of put together? And functional? I'm on a journey with it, but this feels like a hack tbh. I started expanding it into making my lunch for the next day to save time in the morning. Now I get an extra 15 minutes in the morning whenever I can't sleep. It just helps. Not much, but it helps a bit after years of nothing at all helping. Maybe you're similar and it helps you too. Maybe. GL. Life is weird. Adapt. Improvise. Overcome. Slowly die of exhaustion. This is why I had a heart attack at 32. I'm not overweight, non-diabetic. My ventricular arteries were stretched out so thin due to stress and exhaustion. It's in my post history. This is not the way. The shit I deal with now because of that has ruined my body. Research revealed that around 3% of people are what is known as sleepless elite, meaning they can function perfectly normally on as little as 3 to 5 hours of sleep. It's an everyday superpower that I wish I had. Sadly, my mother seems to have the gene but not me. #X200B, www.bbc.com. Future article 20130320. Can you get by on less sleep? I'm whatever the opposite of this is. I require like 9 to 10 hours of sleep just to not be a zombie. I got 6 hours of sleep the other day and I was very literally nodding off at work while standing up. I hate it, I'm tired constantly because 10 hours of sleep is so unreasonable. Edit, hey, I think I might have sleep apnea, guys lol, but for real I really appreciate everyone's tips, advice, and personal stories. There's a lot here that I never thought to look into before. As soon as it's financially viable for me to do so, I will see a doctor and get a sleep study done. Thank you for showing so much concern and care for an internet stranger. I have a coworker who is a cleaner in a psych hospital who is 50, only works nights and says she only sleeps 3 or 4 hours a day. Don't know how she does it. My boss is like this. He's around 50, goes to bed at 10 to 11 p.m., wakes up at 2 to 3 a.m., starts working. Everyone in the company knows that it is mandatory to check your email right at the start of the day because the boss sends stuff during the night. Somehow he's the most energetic guy I've ever met. I boomerang all my late night emails as to not come off as deranged. They will just be like, wow, he sends emails exactly at 7 a.m. every time. So consistent. Just reading these comments makes me feel tired. Team 6 to 7 hours here. It's totally normal for some people. Lol. Went to bed 1 hour earlier 2 days back. The reaction of my body? Wake up 1 hour earlier and now you can't sleep anymore, have fun. The best is when I stay up a couple hours later on the weekend but still wake up around the same time I do to get ready for work during the week. Or stay over after a party, wake up at 7 a.m., then wait around for hours before the next person gets up for breakfast. I do this every time, doesn't matter if everyone crashes at midnight or 4 a.m., I'm up at 7 and have breakfast bagels ready by 8:30. Hatred and the need to pay bills. You just stop caring about your health. That's how. Right? That's a problem for future me. Duck that guy. My future self will be very disappointed in me, but joke's on him, I'll ruin his life. That's what he gets for talking shit about me. 6 or 7 is good enough for me. I feel fine with that much sleep. Sunlight is like caffeine in my veins. Can I borrow some of that mutant DNA you have? I can sleep 4 minutes or 40 hours and am dead every morning regardless. This is really what it was. I spent years sleeping 14 hours because I was always tired. I had a kid then just said duck at 3.5 feels the same. If this isn't the Lord's truth. Caffeine. Caffeine doesn't even do it for me anymore, frown. Can I suggest methamphetamine? The simple fear to fail in society. I'm just functioning. Edit, thanks for gold. Better question is, who out there is actually getting 8 hours of sleep? When you work 12-hour shifts with an hour commute, you don't have much of a choice. That leaves you 9 to 10 hours to sleep. Management, probably. Yeah, if you never shower or eat dinner. Don't forget to cook healthy meals at home to save money and get a workout in 3 times a week. What? You don't have any hobbies? You don't volunteer? You don't read? You don't know what's happening in the news? You aren't active in your community? You don't see your family? Just get a better job. No choice. Failed task, sleep 8th hour fail reason, not young and no. I do this neat little trick where I borrow a few hours from the end of my life every time I don't get enough sleep. Been doing it for years and I don't see any potential problems or downsides. Can't die in your sleep if you don't sleep though. Depression. Nothing beats that crippling anxiety not letting you sleep until 1:37 and then acting as an alarm clock at 4:12. You don't even notice. No caffeine needed, no sugar needed, I never get into REM, so I don't really ever get that same rested feeling others get. Been like this for years and body is just used to it. I envy people who can sleep a straight 8 hours, that sounds magical. Same here. I have no idea what being rested feels like and I'm nearly 40. It's always been this way for me.